Hello, Austin. How was your day? It was good. Let's talk. It was amazing. That's good. Okay. So my question today is, so I'm gonna start with some background. So it's almost impossible for the men to talk with their leaders, which makes it pretty much impossible for them to like give them suggestions about like what's going on in the battles and yeah. And so throughout this book, there's a theme of like personal struggle with like themselves and their leaders. Why do you think that their leaders are so stubborn with them that they won't even like talk to them?
Well, I kind of feel like it's just the military attitude of a general to sort of just be upright and tight and make sure they follow exactly how they want them to go so then they can have complete control in battlefield and also just so no one gets out of hand.
But what do you think that maybe some like the soldiers or recruits have some insight because they're the ones fighting the battles.
Yeah.
And sometimes these leaders they're not fighting the battles, they're just sitting back and they tell them what to do.
Yeah, no, I think it's like no one wants to be there. The leaders don't want to be there. They're not really invested in their job. They don't care about what happens. They don't need the input. They don't really want the input to do better. They just want to be there and get it over with. So they don't really want any input to help them win the war. They just are there.
Want to get it
because-
over.
Yeah, they're just there to be there, and they don't want input. They'll just keep raising the missions that they have to do, and they won't even take advice from the chaplain, the priest. They won't even let him talk to them about the needs of the soldiers. They just want to get it over with.
Yeah, and like you said, like the missions. Before the mission in the amount, it was at 55, and it was just recently pushed up to 60.
Yeah, it
right,
just keeps raising.
As soon as someone meets it, it gets pushed up. So how would you deal with leaders and generals like this that are constantly doing this and kind of like taking advantage of their troops?
So I feel like even though you know what's wrong, especially if you're like a soldier and you know what's wrong, I still believe you need to have like courage that your leader knows what he's doing. So you kind of need to start follow. I still think you should follow what he says.
I ditch. There we go.
Okay.